Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have with us two professional readers. What book will you be presenting today?
Today we have for you The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis.
Let's take a seat. Can you tell me a little bit more about the story of this book?
Sure. The story starts out with this ape and his friend Puzzle, a donkey. And one day they're out by their pond where they live, and they spot something in the water. After a little arguing, they finally decide that Puzzle the donkey should go out and get it. So he swims out there, fetches it, turns out to be a lion skin. And after a little bit, Shift, the ape, he turns it into a coat for Puzzle. Now, the ape, he not really the best type of person. He kind of this little selfish too. And he realizes that he could make Puzzle look like Aslan, the god of the country, and make everyone bow down to him.
So this ape, he's the bad guy of the story, right?
Yeah, he's basically the bad guy. He doesn't realize that yet, but we'll get into that part.
So then, if Shift is the bad guy, then who's our hero?
So, let's get to that. So, the king of this country, his name is Tyrion. He's a pretty good king.
So what does Tyrion do about the ape and his friend?
So when the book first introduces the king, there comes a imaginary creature called Centaurus, whose name is Runit, and he comes to talk to Tyrion that the rumor that Aslan has come to the Narnia is not truth, and then after that, Tyrion's servant, Tyrion's people come to talk to him about all these all the things happening around the Narnia, like Calormins attacking the trees and the forest, that stuff. So he need to check with that, because he has been hearing that all the conflicts were ordered by Aslan, what they say from the Calormins, and then so he decides to go investigate.
So Tyrion heads out to go see what's going on, investigate. And on his way there, he finds two Calormins beating one of his Narnian horses.
A Narnian horse?
Yeah, so in Narnia, all the animals in Narnia speak like people. They can talk.
Yeah. And out of spite, he just runs at the Calormins and he just slays them where they are, defenseless. Feeling bad for what he did, he runs off, escaping the other Calormins in the area. But then he just felt even more bad and turned himself into the Calormins, who ended up tying him by a tree.
Why would he do that?
I guess he just felt bad or something. It's more like a chivalrous thing. So all of a sudden, as Tyrion was tied up to the tree, two children appeared in front of him. We quickly cut him loose, and he asked who they are. They said, "I'm Eustace," and the other person said, "I'm Jill." They were two children that had previously have been to Narnia in past books in this series. After that, the two children and the king, they both hurried off. They went to an old, kind of like a fort castle type thing. But they went to there and they geared up, and they used some special disguise stuff they had in the little fort. It made it look like the Calormins, who were the people that the ape brought into the land to help him invade Narnia.
So after a bit of time, Tyrion and his friend decided to look around the stable hill where the ape is operating, and then so they just go to the forest to spy out, and then Jill just disappears, and then she finds, so she go to stable and finds a donkey with a lion skin on his back, and she comes back with the donkey.
Okay, so they decided to take Puzzle, the donkey that has lion skin, to the stable hill to show all the people and the animals in Narnia that they have been tricked. They sneak up to the stable hill, hide behind the stable, and they listen on to what's going on. But the ape and the Calormins are saying that They have been fooled, and the animals have been fooled. That there was a fake Aslan in the stable that fooled everyone, but he has escaped. And now the real Aslan, what they're now calling Tashland, because Tash is these Calorman's god. So now they're calling it Tashlands in the stable now. And the ape invites anyone to go into the stable and go and meet him face to face. Of course, everyone wants to go meet Tashland face to face because they've been wishing to do that this entire time. And they all eagerly press forward. The ape says, wait. Oh, if you go in, you may not exit though, because Tashland's very angry. He's not a tame beast. And so everyone backs off then. But then Ginger, a cat there, says, I'll go in. Now, important thing to know here is that Ginger the cat is actually in league with the ape and the Calormans. And so the ape lets him in, and he goes in. A couple seconds later, he comes running out, screaming, and he's speaking gibberish. Now before, Ginger was a talking cat, but now he isn't. He scrambles up a tree and just meows and meows and meows. All the people are just horrified.
So was that just part of the Calorman's plan to scare the Narnians, or was that something else?
So actually, long before the actual Aslan told the people of Narnia that if they ever forsake him, they will become dumb animals again and cannot talk. So actually, he has actually lost his voice. This was not actually planned by the ape. But the ape and Calormans quickly realize what's happened, and they start to try to use this to their advantage.
So what did Tyrion and his friends do about the ape spreading false rumors?
So once they realized that their plan wasn't going to work, that everyone knew that the donkey was fake, they decided they're going to sneak out back, because nothing they can really do at this point. And so they go and regroup at the stable and start to plan a battle against the Calormans, because there isn't that many Calormans in the area at the moment, just a few. They're working with the ape to help take the people over. There's still enough that they may have a chance of actually finding a way. So the next day, they actually go there to actually attack. And they march up at night to then attack the ape and their new little thing they're doing up on top of the hill.
So then are they successful in fending out, driving out the Calormans?
No, unfortunately, they gave a good fight. And with their with a few of their friends and the other talking animals, that once they actually stepped out of the clearing and declared who they were, some of the people and the animals in Narnia actually came over to the side to help attack, including all the dogs, all the mice, and a few dwarves, and all the horses. But unfortunately, the other dwarves decided that they wanted nothing of anything, and they just started killing on all sides. They killed all the horses. They started killing the Calormans and the Narnians, and then decided just to watch. And the Narnians and the Calormans, they attack each other, and the Calormans' goal was not to kill them, but to throw them all into the stable as an offering to the god Tash. So now the Calormans are saying, it's not Tashland, it's not Aslan, it's Tash now. And so their goal is to throw all of the Narnians into the stable now and take over the land. And so eventually they are successful in throwing them all in. But when they all get thrown in, they had a very, very pleasant surprise. It isn't a dark, gloomy stable with not really much in it. It's actually a very vibrant country.
So what is the place they're in called, and where is it?
So this new place that they've been cast into is actually a new Narnia. And after they went in and looked around a little bit, they saw old kings and queens. They saw people from our world that ventured into Narnia that have died in our world there also. So they meet the real Aslan there. And the real Aslan, he takes them over to the door. He makes it huge. He flings it open. He roars.
So what was the purpose of Aslan roaring?
So he was trying to wake up the giant called the Father Time, who was sleeping underground of the mountain. So when Aslan calls him, he wakes up, and then he blows his horn, and then